Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Just in time for the
Yeah.
floof.
Hide my belly button.
We're streaming now, Jabble, because we're streaming now.
Hi,
'cause Shadows is
everyone.
the
Welcome
worst.
to the after show.
Hello,
There is a
welcome
floof.
to the after show. This is the after show for the finale, so it's live as a result. Having to make people become human again.
I had to turn on the light because the void was trying to return from my reality.
Right.
Wait. We're supposed to become human? Shit, I can't do that.
Right. I mean, it was news to me too, but apparently that's the done thing on Twitch.
Yeah, how does one human exactly?
I don't know. I've heard you need to play a game called Detroit.
Also, this is Spike.
He's a sleepy boy. Oh my god.
But anyway, I
will always be distracted by Popper.
I will say I have one regret from this episode.
Yeah?
Yes.
The doctor died from my gunshot. I should have rolled better.
Yeah, you should have rolled better. That would have been extra good.
I was so disappointed in you. I was going to eat winners because you failed.
I actually loved that because you guys were formulating the plan and behind the scenes, Jenny actually just asked me, could I do a thing? And I was like, yes, I will allow this because she wouldn't really know what was happening in the real world anyway. She's just trying to get her own influence, and it just happened. It was so great. It was just that level of melding everything together right at this climactic moment where just all bets went out the window. It was so good.
Yeah, I was legitimately worried we were actually going to TPK there, and then the completely baller dice rolls come out, just wrecking forward in 2 moves.
I mean, I will point out, right?
Fear.
Raynell has a lot of capability in spellcasting.
Yeah. I was terrified that we're just gonna go out like a chump immediately.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna play this smart. I'm gonna go for Stephen first.
Yeah.
And I really liked playing on all the little bits that have been revealed throughout the season. So Stephen's connection to Winters, the commander being the commander's cancer and everything. It was really nice.
It was interesting targeting the one that doesn't have spirit, but it's also interesting that you originally targeted one that did have spirit.
Yeah.
Also, I really enjoy the fact that taking out McClellan really hampered a lot of what the group can do.
Yeah, the moment you when you were saying what you were saying to control Stephen, the moment you mentioned winner, it's that's going to be the thing that's.
And I did also keep it to I kept the consistency that we'd set up. So obviously, when there was a big thing that had just happened, you were able to then try and snap out of it because that's what happened in the previous fight. And I figured, stick with the formula that you worked out.
Yeah.
Sarah? Storyteller. Fuck you especially.
I really liked Vanessa.
That's not allowed.
I saw Ryan start to smile when I was talking about Winters and stuff, and I knew I had him, and I was like, "Yes, let's fucking go!" So it was great.
My issue.
No, go ahead.
I think I got shadows. Yes.
I also love the wording you use of Winter could return to her people, is what you said, but you never said she would return, as herself.
Yeah. I was definitely going to eat everyone.
Yep.
Just rude.
Just fucking.
Yeah.
I'm curious what the Void would have said to Alice. What would her little spiel been to the rest of us?
I would probably so for Alice, I would have gone for probably something along the lines of giving you back your sister, reuniting you, by killing you, basically.
I could see where that was going immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that
Funnily
makes
enough,
sense.
the original plan was to trap everyone in a subdimension but the void. So and then by essentially anesthesiaing Lauren, the void only had one sentient being to target.
Right, it was good that you did that because I was going to go for Lauren next. If everyone fucked off into subdimension, I was like, I'm on with the ship.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm like, everyone to subdimension, but I don't want to push Lauren because I don't know how that'll behave. So I'm just gonna turn her off.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the void. That's why I posted that despicable meme of fight the shadow monster. Trap the shadow monster in a subdimension with the crew. Trap the shadow monster in a subdimension with the crew.
Also, what you just said there is the reason why when we first met the Void, Stephen was like, "Do not let the Void know Lauren is sentient."
Mm-hmm. But hey, it doesn't matter now because the Void had got unmade.
Eventually.
I would have loved to know.
1v6.
Yeah.
So
I mean, let's be honest here. With 10 damage, it was a 1v1.
Yeah.
Hey, I did a lot of damage to the
Yeah,
Void.
you did a good amount of damage with your spirit gun. That was a really good idea. That was just the enchanting and just like go spirit go bang.
Yeah, no,
and,
what I'm saying
glad
is,
I got to help at least a little.
Mm-hmm.
So what?
My point was with 10 damage, all ag, she would have been dead even without any damage.
That's the thing though, is like this wouldn't have happened without Mac also being able to step in and try and counterspell forward, because if that counterspell hadn't happened, Stephen wouldn't have been able to hit her.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I'm glad I was able to help out at least a little, considering I completely flubbed my attempt to hold Stephen in time. Just literally put him in timeout. You've been badly behaved, young man.
To be fair, that was a good thing, because if you had frozen Stephen in the dimension, I would not have been able to shoot the Void.
Oh yeah, no, Void would have definitely attacked one of you.
Before you guys were sucked in, but right after you'd shaken off the mind control?
Yeah.
Also, how much, if any, did that random spirit spasm affect the rolls?
Didn't seem to be honest.
Well, it just meant that you guys couldn't get as high successes because you were casting everything with magic and you're suffering a -2 penalty. And I did actually say the only reason Raynell wasn't affected is because he was the one controlling the subdimension. He could interact with the subdimension without having to physically be there.
Yeah.
And Stephen stuck with his, and Stephen didn't get affected because he stuck to his guns of magic is not the only option.
Yeah, I mean, Raynell has both correspondence, so he can affect the target at a distance anyway, and also spirit, and was the one casting the subdimension, so...
Yes.
Yeah, it was fun. I do want to know what Void would have said to try and target Raynell.
Oh yeah,
I don't.
Raynell, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't think he would have anything.
I can think of something.
I can only really think of like
typical, like.
The only thing I can really think of that could be like an actual sort of point of pressure would be like threatening Lauren or something.
Yeah. If it was me, I would have gone with that. It would have been like, if you join me and Lauren joins me, then you don't have to worry about her being vulnerable. She won't be stuck in a tin can that can be broken oh so easily. If you join me, you can be forever.
Nah, I think that the Void would have actually genuinely went for possession on Raynell. And then leverage his connection to Lauren to be like,
oh yeah.
What would you do?
I'd like to return to Earth. Let's make it happen.
What would you have done with McClellan?
Well, I was going to kill you. No offense, but you turned me down. I didn't handle rejection well.
She was gunning for McClellan specifically because in the previous episode, McClellan had told her to fuck off.
Well, you did also curb stomp her through the gauntlet, so you know.
Which is, nicer
kind
than
of
what
on that shit
Raynell
list.
did.
Pardon?
Mhm.
Which is nicer than what Raynell did.
Yeah.
So I mean, she was going in like an order of like threats and things and trying to define your plans. So like she'd heard Raynell's plan, but he was a new factor. Because he's been in the box the entire time, basically. But McClellan, that was a known quantity, and he'd fucked with me before, so I was like, McClellan needs to go. Who has a gun in the room?
Yeah, if Alice had said her plan, would she have targeted Alice first?
I don't know.
We're now getting into the terms of like what if, and
Yeah.
it's fun to speculate, but it's also like unless I do this again, unless you guys want me to do this again, it's.
I mean, I would love to do a season 2 of this show. It was so much fun.
I call for a season 2.
Me too.
Yeah.
Alright. We can probably slot it in at some point. It'll need to be further down the line though.
Season 2 confirmed in the way that all RPG shows are confirmed.
I mean, if it's like if there's enough interest for it, then yeah, I'll go for it, and I can probably string
I mean,
together
we
some
could-
stuff on Mars.
We could go from space to space. Oh no, wait, Ryan can't.
Wow.
I mean, I've been looking at the Stars Without Number that you're planning on running, and that I helped play a hand in creating parts of. You're the lucky one, Ryan.
I still want to learn Stars About Numbers so I could run a Titans Guard game in my custom space setting because I like my custom space setting. If you get to be space cops that use giant robots to fight giant monsters, it would be awesome.
Very doable. It's a
Yeah.
very decent system for that.
So what did you guys think of the overall? Just what did you think of this as a conclusion to the rest of the show?
I think it was very fitting.
liked it.
I have questions. I have so many questions about the Chaos Army. So many. Why are they miniatures, first of all?
So I know that Sarah said in previous sort of after shows and things about wanting to get more psychological horror things in, which is more the angle I was playing with the mind control.
Yeah.
So I was trying to like live up to those expectations a little bit and just try and bring a bit more of that to life.
Oh, that was it was so good. I was like, oh my god, this could actually just kill everyone, and I'm fine with this.
I would have loved if we had actually
my only
failed.
Disappointment. My only disappointment was the commander killing herself. I was like, damn it! Like that is a waste of my goddamn possession.
Oh no, it wasn't, because she was going to be active in the fight. So you managed to convince her to just off herself there and then rather than wait until after the fight.
Right.
I am actually slightly disappointed.
She had her mind made up already. Like she was literally going to the I will help out my crew one last time because they still need me. The moment I'm done, I'm walking away and I'm not coming back.
Mm.
And with that, it's like you were controlling her, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm no use to my crew anymore because of this."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was fitting for the character.
I
just would have liked to have 2 pawns because I think I could have won.
I mean, honestly, it was pretty 50-50.
Yeah.
It was so swing.
a lot.
It was so swing. It could have gone like a complete just TPK, or you could have like turned up turn 1. Like you could have tried your mental bullshit on Steven. Steven could have passed, and then Steven could have immediately gone, voids here. We need to act now.
Yeah. No, the dice really played out the story. Like,
honestly, I don't think that could have gone any better. I don't think we could have planned a better ending if we tried.
Yeah. I really liked the way it played out because it showed just how terrifying and dangerous umbral entities are, but it also showed that when a mage has a plan, they are equally as terrifying and dangerous.
I also do kind of like the fact that I mean it's sad because of what I had to do because of it, but I did like that Stephen succumb to the mind control, because honestly, it shows that deep down he still has a lot of the programming is like a lot of this has been Stephen trying to be himself and try to break away from what he knows. But when a new earpiece entered his ear and started giving him orders,
oh yeah,
he found it hard to not just follow the orders.
Yeah, because he's still got his programming and his training. It's everything he was raised from since birth, because he is a technocratic prodigy.
Just so like, I was thinking like, as like a what happens to the crew afterwards sort of thing. McClellan would definitely try to go through the process of deprogramming Stephen.
Yeah, I can see that. Obviously, how successful that is, I will deliberately not confirm or deny anything, because it may or may not play into Series 2 whenever that happens.
I was sad that we couldn't. I was sad that we passed both of the soft-hearted roles.
Yeah.
Because that would have been a wonderful mess.
Oh god, yeah, that would have been fantastic. It's like that would have just been a complete clusterfuck, which I was like, I was kind of looking forward to having at least one of you fail it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, right now, like, out of character has 10 fucking willpower.
Oh yeah, no. I would have loved it if Raynell had failed just by bad luck, but I was kind of expecting Alice to fail because she doesn't have as much willpower. And then she just went, oh, okay, you're actually shaken, because it is one of those soft-hearted, is just you either pass or you fail, but it's how well you pass by. And she just did it. She scraped by the first one, and then the second one just went, oh yeah, there's some blood over there.
Oh yeah.
I kind of like the way that plays out, because it's sort of like the first moment is like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. And then the second time it's like, no, focus.
So what does failing soft-hearted do?
It basically means you're compelled to try and help them, because it's your empathy becomes
or you're running away. It's one of the two. You either run away and retreat into yourself, which is effectively just no, I need to not be here.
Yeah, basically you would either immediately rush to their aid, or you would like default to whatever your Eidolon paradigm is. So whether you were like a static mage or like a dynamic mage or something like that, you would default to like your core being, which means that if you're a static mage, you would just shut down and just ignore the world around you completely until you calm down.
I hate that. I hate that so much. I hate the fact that it removes the mage completely from the scene.
Well, you took the flaw.
Yeah.
If you hate what the flaw does, then don't take the flaw.
No, I mean specifically, I'm not a static mage, am I? Or am I?
No, but it would still do the same for any of the other ones. Like,
you're still removed.
If you fail the roll, you either rush to their aid or you're not in the scene anymore.
Yes, if she's rushing to the aid, she's still active and doing something, is what I mean.
Yeah, so that's the thing, is that you would still have the choice of whether or not you succumb to your avatar self, or if you are immediately I need to immediately help. So in your case, it would be like the immediately helping, but that's the thing, is that you would, some cases it's the reason there's either or is because there are obviously some scenarios where immediately acting is not possible.
True.
Like Harahan, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, that's why at the end, when the fight was over, I had Alice being just standing there. She couldn't help Harahan. She couldn't help McClellan. She just looked at Raynell and was like, tell me what to do. I don't know what to do.
Raynell's eyes were probably also like wide and like processing.
And Alison's first mindset is go to. And Alison's first mindset after the incident was, "Hey, necromancy."
Well, she wanted to bring the captain back specifically to say goodbye and to let the captain die properly on her own terms.
See, I'm kind of thinking that if that ever comes up again, I would allow that for the specific reason. I mean, it goes against the character's wishes, but it's also, once you taste necromancy, becomes a real easy thing to do it again and again and again.
Yeah, here.
I don't think I would. I think I would caution Lauren against following that command, and she doesn't have to follow that command anymore because
No,
Alice is in crew.
Yeah,
Yep.
you're all technically not crew. They're technically
Yeah.
the entire the entirety of the crew is killed in action.
Yeah, Alice was interrupted, but she was gonna say, like when she was saying that she's the captain now, she was gonna say, I don't want to be the captain. Raynell, would you be the captain? But
No, we are democratically electing.
yeah, because Alice has never wanted to be captain. Like Alice has no desire to be a captain. She's
No,
not.
the void is not on the ballot.
She is neurotic
I'm
as
asking
fuck.
to be.
Are
I
you
was gonna
sure?
say, should we go around and do the
Stars and Wishes?
for
Yes.
this?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yes,
we've had a good conversation, just how good it was. But yeah, Stars and
Yeah.
Wishes were like the
Storyteller, go.
Okay, my star is just fucking hell, Jenny. That was amazing. Just everything in that fight, because it's like, okay, I was like, because I was like paying attention to the RP side, and then you messaged me, it's like, I want to do stuff with Steven. It's like, okay, this could very easily go wrong. So I was doing the messaging behind the scenes, because obviously it'd be a secret role, because it'd be a surprise. And then it's just the looking at the, oh, he got like 1 success, and the Void got 5, and I was like, yeah, he gone.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, we're just doing this now. And that was my proper star. My well, I suppose wish, because it's we don't really need to do wishes because it's the finale.
I guess, yeah.
Because,
I mean, wish is like something you wish you could have seen more of.
Or could have done differently, or
yeah. I suppose in that case it's not like an in-game thing. My sort of wish would just be like, I actually was able to handle the story a bit better, because I definitely felt that it was kind of flapping around in like the middle point before I was able to actually grab a hold of all the various hoses and tie them together.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I liked it. I didn't think there was anything wrong with it.
I had a good time. I loved playing the villain. Like, I really fucking did.
Yes.
yeah. It was Sarah. It was just the worst. We had such a clever villain just ruined by being played by such a megalomaniacal person. How could you do this to the story? How could you?
Wow.
I will also point out that there is
Being sarcastic for the internet. I am being sarcastic.
Yeah, I'll just point out that there's a thing that obviously we were all kind of riding high from just like the excitement of all, but there's something that I mentioned as the final closing scene that nobody seems to have actually picked up on yet. And I'm wanting to wait and see.
Oh shit!
Now
You meant, I think you mentioned something about Void Eyes or something, right? Oh,
No.
Yeah.
The Hell Drive was in the Paradox Tear.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And she said there's a door to the Hell Drive on the ship.
Yeah,
That
because I love this one. Admittedly this is a good deception on my part, because I said in like episode 1 or episode 2 that it's like, yeah, you can detect that there's nothing there.
No,
So obviously you're not going to actually try and verify that, because obviously Lauren said I can't see that anymore, and you just kind of left it there. But that's why I specifically did the camera panning, so that you can see it's effectively just going straight to where the Hell Drive control room is, by going straight through the bulkhead wall.
I'm disappointed that I didn't make Alice go and try to open that door, because she definitely would have. I don't know if Alice knew about that though. Oh well.
Steven had no reason to try, because Lauren said no. Lauren said it was gone, and so did the commander. So the two highest authorities.
Yeah. So my stars and wishes.
Yeah.
Dragging everything back on track. My stars and wishes. My star is probably the Void just popping up into Steven's head and be like, "Hey, bitch, about that plan. How about no?" So, but what if my plan instead?
All right, I'm just plugging my laptop in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
I loved just being like, Stephen, that's a really nice gun you have that's been enchanted to kill me. How about you kill the doctor with it? Like,
yeah, I just love that whole thing of just, hey, so, there's a nice gun there. It'd be a shame if you used it against your friend there by accident. Totally by accident. I didn't know something I know what you're talking about.
What is a friend but someone you haven't possessed and shot yet?
Right. My wish is honestly my wish is honestly just for a season 2, really, or a series 2, because
I mean,
really
that's the thing is that there's already something I can easily include into a series 2. Because I was trying to get you to do it for the last 3 episodes, and you fucking wouldn't. It's actually going to the Capricorn 2.
I tried.
I know. But it's like, yeah, that's something I can easily just bring back, and you guys finally get to the point of actually exploring the wreckage of it, because yeah, a lot of shit went down on the Capricorn 2 that you don't know about because you only have the very unreliable narrator that is Captain Ford.
I know, it's why Stephen wanted to go.
Look,
Okay.
we had shit to deal with, okay? But,
I am legitimately sorry for running out the clock on those episodes.
In that case, that's my wish. My wish is that my wish is that we get to explore the Capricorn 2 in season 2, because goddamn, we need to find out what happens. What?
Monkey's paw.
Lol.
You know what I really wish, and this is just a general wish. I wish I had given Storyteller more to do with my Bard's tongue.
Yeah, you're annoyingly careful about not saying specific stuff.
Yeah.
I was tempted to, at the end, after we've said everything with the plan, to then do what could possibly go wrong. But
everything
Boyd interrupted before any of that, so he couldn't do the Bard's tongue. So
oh my god, I managed to preempt Bard's tongue you for some reason.
Yes, you did.
I was about to say you preempted the Bard's tongue. Ryan, stars wishes.
Sir, honestly, I do like Stephen's scene with the commander before everything went down. Yes, calling her by her first name, being like, because not knowing the severity, but still, once I find out severity, it's like, I get it. I understand why you want to do what you're going to do, but we still need you for this task. One last ride.
Oh yeah, that was pretty much, that speech was what convinced her to help, because she was just so far down the nihilistic spiral that she was like, I cannot conceive of a way where I can help. I just want to go out on my own terms. She was like so far within her own head that she wasn't really thinking at all.
Yeah, but yeah, same idea with that was simply like, help us with this. Once he found out about her sickness, he was like, okay, yes, I get why you want to. Stephen respects someone wanting to go out on their own terms, so it was like, yes, okay, but let's deal with the immediate threat first. Then you can.
I just like the whole. Obviously, I was keeping a death tally of how many times you did something stupid that caused you to reset, and I love how one of the things that happened was also turning off the person responsible for bringing you back, and then very hurriedly turning her back on.
We saw the ship having a cascade failure. Alice figured, well, the ship's malfunctioning. Shut the ship down and do a hard reset so it reboots and functions correctly.
I still regret not using first knowledge that Lauren is sentient, overriding any way to reboot her.
My also for my wish/regret/wish you done. I honestly wish you would have ordered me to shoot Deuce's character, so the pattern of my technocrats getting possessed and shooting Deuce continued.
That would have been nice.
But
I didn't know. Like you mentioned it
Shadows.
before, but like I didn't think of that in the moment.
That's also why I
Shadows.
actually had.
Shadows.
Oh yeah,
The
sorry. Yeah.
problem. Sorry, I just wanted to quickly say the problem with that Shadows is if you had done that, then you wouldn't be able to shut Lauren down in the finale.
No, because it's not a shutdown. S3 is a sleep state, not a shutdown.
Yeah, it's essentially putting your computer into hibernate rather than into sleep. It's the
There
one where
is a difference.
It still cached everything, but you have to actually still have to turn it back on. But everything's like saved in the state it was in, whereas rather than off where you need like a full reboot.
But yeah, that's my biggest regret. I wish I would have been able to shoot Doozer to continue the legacy of my technocrats getting possessed by evil entities and shooting Doozer in the back of the head.
That's also
Just
why I had
rude.
Harahan wavering between pointing the gun at Steven and pointing the gun at Mac, because obviously several episodes prior, she'd shot at Mac to try and stop her from doing something stupid.
Mhm.
Mac is a pure being. How dare you?
Pure what?
She might be a pure being, but
Chaos.
she's also a being filled with time.
And chaos. Lots of chaos.
And
Unintentional
neuropathy.
Yeah, like completely unintentional chaos. None of the stuff that happens because of Mac is
Yeah.
something she intends to do. It's just consequences because she thinks so little about her actions.
Yep. So clearly for the next, clearly for season for series 2, I'm taking Entropy.
Entropy still wouldn't have helped you. You need your memories.
Yeah, you need mind to remember that you time traveled.
No. You missed the joke. I said all the chaos all the time.
Oh my
Fair.
God. Adding in entropy to her would just.
If we are talking about what we're gonna get,
But no, I think mind would be the obvious choice that she would go for.
Any time mate should really consider mind.
Well, that's the thing is, it's only necessary if the time mage is actually wanting to travel back in time. Like that's the thing is that Harahan never actually traveled back in time. She just messed with the passage of time so that she could dip in and out of death.
yeah. If we're going to talk about things that if we do get season 2, what skills, I think Steven will probably pick up Spirit at this point. Then after everything that's happened, though.
I'm picking up matter. I'm picking up matter hard.
Oh yeah, because your matter mage just exploded.
So who's next for stars?
Me.
I think it's Shadows now.
So my star. I really liked Void getting accidentally pulled into the thing that I didn't mean Void to be pulled into, because that wrecked my plan so hard.
I'll be honest, that was a very snap decision. You know how I decided it? I flipped a coin.
I mean, I think it's fair that she would have. I just wish she had rolled better.
Yeah.
Yeah. In my mind, Ford was outside the ship with like her hands on the outside of the hull. That's how she was sort of like projecting into it. I don't know if that is the case.
She was kind of like pushing against the spiritual barrier, basically.
Yeah.
And like trying to find like a weak point. And it was like that small weak point was just allowing her to whisper into people's heads. And then, of course, Raynell set off a singularity and it just went.
Yeah. I'm going to say Void knows how to suck.
Does she know how to blow?
Stop!
She knows how to be sucked, I guess.
Cease!
I regret life. No. Expect more of this when either of us GM.
Basically, at the end of the day, we had Ford filling Raynell's hole.
Can I just kick him from existence, please?
I will buy a.
How did you manage to inflict aggravated spirit damage in real life?
Look,
To
yeah,
all
like,
of us.
I felt
Look.
that like deep.
all we learned is Renell likes people in his subspace.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
does.
we all like to go into subspace sometimes. But anyway,
Cease.
Anyhow, actual star, Jesus fucking Christ, was
interesting choice.
Well, he was.
It turns. I still just love actually just complete. Sorry, tangent about Jesus's name is that Jesus comes from Yeshua, which is Hebrew for Joshua, and Christ just means anointed one, which means that if you're translated into common English, Jesus Christ just translates as oily Josh.
To be fair, Jesus Christ was the first. We have learned that Jesus Christ was the first VTuber.
no, he's clearly a JoJo character. Because
Congratulations, Sarah. You have officially broken Gerbil.
Well, it makes sense. It makes sense. Jesus Christ is a JoJo character, given that Moses was a baby character.
Right.
Since Moses is canonical, Moses parted the Red Sea with a baby.
Why did that get me so hard?
Anyhow,
I have no idea, for the same reason the joke I came out with before got you so hard. So there.
Shadow is your star because
God,
this is spiraling so much.
it is just Lauren trying to say thank you, but I don't need it to Alice. It was great. I loved it.
I was trying to convey just the sense of an awkward teenager who somebody has obviously clearly spent a lot of time and effort doing something for them that the teenager figured out how to do halfway through the process
and doesn't really need or want anymore. Yep.
It's the ugly swear conundrum. Thank you, I appreciate it. I'm never going to use it.
Well, it works. It checks out. I like the way it checks out because Alice didn't have anything left. Like, the only thing keeping her going was knowing that her sister was at home waiting for her. Because, like, she doesn't have parents, she doesn't really have friends. She only has her work and her sister.
Hey, I resent that comment. At least Renell thought they were friends. Friendly, at least.
Yeah. I mean, I give it. They don't like hang out and like shoot pool or anything like that.
Because you decided to have a normal sleep schedule instead of.
That's fair.
Hanging out at 2 a.m. by the pool table.
I like how we had an entire schedule and we're all like, oh, we're all going to make sure we socialize at the same hour. Literally never happened. But no,
I think right now was taking a nap during social hour.
Alice had nothing left. Like, when she found out her sister was dead, there was nothing waiting for her back home, and so all she had left was her work. She didn't know that Blob was Annie, so she thought her sister was just gone, and she had that taken away from her. She had the chance to say goodbye taken away. So all she had was her work. So she found something to focus on, and I imagine she probably realized. I don't know. She might, whether or not she would have noticed that Lauren can make sentient things now. I don't think she would have cared. She needed something to focus on, and that's why she started to crack again when the captain killed herself, because it's somebody else in her life that she's lost without being able to say goodbye to. And for somebody that needs to be in control, that is anathema. That goes against every fiber of her being. And she can't handle that. She doesn't know how to handle that. So yeah, she didn't know how to cope. So she locked away herself away in a time bubble. And
so I'm just gonna throw a third wish because apparently I can throw more wishes.
Go for it.
Oh yeah, how are you reacting to the message I sent you right before we started this?
I wish we had actually covered that in the show, and it not have been already us going over time. Because now that he saw that correspondence plus spirit can do a Jedi spirit thingy, his plan was to do the same thing back to two people.
Yeah.
One of which is the person with the shotgun. You evil bastard. So, you know what? That's my wish. I wish we had covered that in the actual episode.
I will admit, I got distracted because A, we were over time, and B, I desperately needed to go to the toilet.
Fair.
And I was just like, I need to wrap this up because I'm like, I cannot sit still right now.
But, speaking of wrapping up, Gerbil, stars and wishes.
Okay, I think my star was just the 0 to 100 bullet in the gut. It was just like, I'm going to enchant your gun arm. Finishes enchanting, chanting. Brian, Steven just looks at McClellan. Oh damn. And I think my wish was that honestly, I kind of wish the Hungering Void got one more punch in on an actual PC.
Yeah, me too.
Well, sorry.
Honestly, full spirit form versus full spirit form, I think had the Void attacked anyone, it would have dealt a lot of damage.
Oh yeah, considering that essentially Void, as you fought her before when she was first on the ship, was a portion of Void. Basically, when you sucked Void into the Pentaract, you actually drew out all of her and just trapped all of her in the Pentaract.
For my stars and wishes, I want to break the rules here a bit because it was weird. One, I really loved being brought on to play the villain. Like, I've said that before. Fucking thrilling, like, to be chosen for that. And I was like, because I'm already like a big fan of the show. I was watching it beforehand and I was enjoying it. So, and this is like my first time playing mage. So even if it was a non-standard experience, it was still really, really cool.
I somehow managed to create a slice of life anime that was also then just spliced in with Evangelion. If you think about what you guys were fighting.
I've not watched the Evangelion. I love that we have Jenny on playing Ford.
Yeah, you're amazing as Ford, especially with the slow build up and how it did seem genuine at first, but just everybody was like, what the fuck is happening? Why is this person suddenly here? Why are they still alive?
Everyone was like, she's a vampire. It's so funny to watch in chat.
I wanted to go to Capricorn too, because I have one question about Ford I want to know the answer to, but I know if I just ask, I won't get it. I want to know how willing was Ford when it came with when Ford and the Void met. How willing was this merger?
I think I can reveal that, right?
Yeah, you can reveal that because A, the show is over, and B, Void is dead. Next series will be like another villain.
Oh, so like Ford and her crew fought Void, and like Ford died screaming. You know, she was possessed by this monster and forced to kill her friends. It ate her from the inside out and was like, cool, I'm not gonna wear you like a fucking skin suit.
Right.
The Void was a horrible monster and it was so good to play. But I really loved doing personally the switch from the Captain Gillian Ford voice to the Void was really satisfying to fill out the hat and just be like, yes, I've nailed it.
I did really like that moment.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if there was any chances that Boyd, was a willing participant in the murder.
No. Void was it wasn't a murder; it was a consumption.
Consumption.
Yeah, it's why Void was so intrinsically intertwined with Ford, because Void literally ate Ford and assimilated her.
Mm.
Like it didn't come up because obviously there was a lot happening, but also I did try and shoot it down a couple of times. But I will say, you guys as the hybrid entities were still intrinsically linked, but not as like tightly wound together as Void and Ford. Like, it would be very difficult, but it would be possible to separate you guys from the things that are inhabiting your bodies. It would be absolutely impossible to do the same with Ford.
Here's a question. Could you reveal the what the nature of the entities that hybrid with these our souls?
I feel like that's an S2 thing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's an S2 thing.
Okay.
Figuring out exactly the nature of what you are, because this series was finding out you guys are not human anymore. Potentially, since you guys are actually wanting me to do a series 2, and it's not like we can just leave it here, I'm not going to tell you what you guys actually are, because I want you guys to find it out.
I was thinking, if Alice realizes that there's no paradox anymore, there's no backlash.
There's no paradox on Earth. Not here.
Oh, no, the thing is, there's still paradox, but the thing is, it's one of those.
There's no consensus anymore.
Dr. Maccabee is obviously biased because he's an Aetherite. He's going to be lapping this up amazingly. However, that's only because he's an Aetherite. A lot of the other traditions are going to be looking at this and going, "What the fuck is happening?"
It's just Alex will be wondering if she can, if she can find a way to get the captain back to Earth.
The captain doesn't want to go back to Earth.
I know, but like I said, she's obsessive as fuck. Or getting her sister back to Earth. She is obsessive. She is obsessive to the point of being almost unhinged.
I will mention though, I don't think McClellan. I don't think McClellan said that the consensus is gone on Earth. So the only ones who know at the end of this is Raynell and
Well, I did say if she finds out.
Spirit, but yeah, that's actually a good point. The only ones who actually know at the moment that there's no consensus on Earth are obviously Dr. Maccabee, because he's the one who told you, McClellan, because he was the one Maccabee was talking to, and Raynell, because Raynell could also hear the conversation. Everyone else just saw this happening without actually realizing what was being said, but it was just like it looked more like a sort of meeting of old friends who've not seen each other in a while.
Yeah,
they would have heard, I think, McClellan's side and Raynell's side, so they heard what Raynell said to the commander. Yeah.
Also, safer would be to us. No, sending the captain's body back to Earth would be like going to a sailor's watery grave and digging them out of the watery grave they wanted.
I mean, I was when the captain was like, when Raynell and when McClellan was like, "Do you have any special burial requests?" And Harrow was like, "I'm a cosmonaut." I was thinking, oh, she wants to be shot into the sun.
No.
What?
No.
Isn't that? Sorry, I don't know. It's a thing in Star Trek. You get launched out and
no. Cosmonaut is just the Russian term for astronaut.
Yeah.
Okay. No. You get launched out of a torpedo tube into wherever when you die in Star Trek. So
anyway, we are wildly over time for the after show.
Wait.
So Jen,
is the finale.
Finish.
So Ashel Star. The scene in the last episode where Lauren and Raynell had the whole sort of like father-daughter moment that fucking destroyed me. Like, absolutely murdered. I didn't get a chance to say it in the after show there, but like, fuck, so good. Excellent work from Sarah and Shadows on that one.
It was a combination of like feeling the building emotion and also me desperately needing to blow my nose at that time, which is why it was even more choked than I was intending it to be, because it's like I couldn't breathe. It was
You
like,
know the feeling. It's horrible.
I like the emotional scene at the beginning where Alice is like, oh, I could use my paradox and just force a backlash and try to kill Void, and Annie's like, no, you still got a life to live, and Alice is like, do I? What do I have to live for?
Also, what we've learned is
in terms
that
of wish, in terms of wishes, I wish to be brought back as more villains.
Please, yes.
Maybe next guest spot I'll be a nice person.
I might bring up the actual proper subversion thing of just the next character I asked you to play in series 2 is actually just completely on the table, just nice.
Yeah, just sweet as apple pie.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're still live with the after show, right? So everyone's getting this. Everyone now knows that your next character's going to be super nice, at least on Sarah's show, because I do have an idea.
No. I'm going to be our monster on the Thin Blood game. Don't worry about him.
I do have an idea for a monster.
You're the storyteller for the Thin Blood game, so you're literally going to be every monster.
Yeah.
This was the warm up.
Do be like that. But I've got an idea for the monster for my next VTM campaign. Wahahaha.
Where if I ever get the show I want to pitch off the ground, you'll all be the villains.
Right.
In which case, no one's the villain because we're all the villain. Anyhow, with that said, happy birthday, and I think we're good for the after show.
Yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. Good
Thank you for coming to the stars with us, and
Goodbye.
I hope you enjoyed Mars.
Au revoir, Avida Sane, all that jazz. Bye.